Hello everyone, welcome to the Yarn Bowl. Today in this video I'm going to walk you through this cute hot flower pots. They are simple and easy Valentine's gift idea, and if you like a free written pattern of this Valentine flower pot, it's available in my website theyarnbowlcrochet.com. Link for that is available in the description. And if you have an Instagram account, do follow me on my Instagram handle as well. I post project updates and fun reels on my Instagram. If you're new to this channel, please do not forget to subscribe to the Yarn Bowl and click on the bell icon as well so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. So I'm going to use 3 colors of yarn for working this project, a hot pink color and a sage green and a brown color yarn. And we'll also need polyfil, and I may need a bottle cap. You can also substitute this with cardboard for the base of the flower pot so that it stands upright, and some weight to put on it. I'm using some pebbles for the weight, and we'll need some metal wire or floral wire, and I will be needing stitch markers, scissors, and I'm going to use 3.5mm crochet hook. So I've also listed the materials needed in the description as well. So we'll need the glue gun for attaching the parts together. So first let's start off with the heart. I'm just working first part. So for that I'm gonna work magic ring, and I'm gonna work 6 single crochets on the magic ring. So this will be our round 1. So we're gonna work continuously. We're gonna not end each round with a slip stitch. So we'll start our round 2 right together. So now I'm done with my round 1. So I'm just tightening the magic ring and starting my round 2. For round 2, I'm going to work 2 single crochets on each stitch of round 1. So I'm going to just work 2 single crochets on each stitch of round 1. So which will give me 12 stitches for round 2. Go ahead, work 2 single crochets on each stitch of round 2. So you should have 12 stitches at the end of round 2. So after you have completed round 2, tighten the magic ring even more and secure it with a knot. So now let's start with round 3. So for round 3 and round 4, we'll just work 1 single crochets on each stitch around. So mark your first stitch with a stitch marker and proceed working 1 single crochet on each stitch around. So that will be your round 3. Now for round 4, I'm still gonna work 1 single crochet on each stitch around. So for round 3 and round 4, we'll have 12 stitches. Go ahead, work 1 single crochet on each stitch around. We are done with our first part of our heart. You can fasten off and work slip stitch. So this will be one part of the heart. We'll also need a second part to work further. So follow this pattern and work until round 4, but do not fasten off the yarn. So because we're going to combine both these parts to work our heart. So now I have worked my second part, but I have not fastened off. So now I'm going to combine these 2 parts together to work around and form our heart. Let's see how to do it. Just place these 2 parts near each other, and you're going to continuously work single crochets around them. So we have 12 single crochet on our first part and 12 single crochet on the second part. So I'm going to combine them. So the one thing that you need to do is mark your first stitch with a different color stitch marker and then just count your stitch. So you should have 24 single crochets worked around these two parts together, no extra stitches or no less number of stitches. So that's what you need to make sure. Once you are done with this round, you should have 24 single crochet stitches. Sometimes you will work extra stitches while you're combining these two parts together, so there are no extra stitches. So we're just making the 12 single crochets on each part, combining it together. So you should have 24 stitches at the end of this round, and you can remove this second stitch marker on the other part. So work 1 single crochet on each stitch around. So now we are done combining both these parts together. So you may notice a small gap when we attach these two parts. Some might have it, or some might not have it. If you have it, you can just use this center part of the yarn where we started our magic ring, or the fasten off bit on the first part to work slip stitches around 1 or 2 times, and then just secure it with a knot. So this gap should close, and you will not see it anymore. So now that was our round 5. So for round 6, we are just gonna work once again 1 single crochet on each stitch of round 5. So we're not going to increment, we're not going to decrement, we're just going to work 1 single crochet on each stitch around. So mark your first stitch with a stitch marker and proceed working 1 single crochet on each stitch around. So you should have 24 stitches at the end of your round 6 as well. So we have worked our round 6. So now round 7 will be a decrement round. We are going to work 1 single crochet on each stitch for 4 stitches, and then we'll be working single crochet 2 together in next 2 stitches, and then we'll repeat this pattern around. So I'm going to work 1 single crochet on each stitch for 4 stitches, and then I'll work single crochet 2 together in next 2 stitches. Mark your first stitch with a stitch marker and then proceed working 1 single crochet on each stitch for 4 stitches. Now that we have worked our 4 stitches, I'm going to work single crochet 2 together in next 2 stitch. So that's it. I'm going to repeat this pattern around. So now I'll work 1 single crochet on each stitch for 4 stitches, and then I'll work single crochet 2 together in next 2 stitch and repeat this pattern around. You should have 20 stitches at the end of this round, which will be our round 7. Now before we work our round 8, we can just go ahead stuff a little bit of polyfil and start working our round 8. Just stuff as much. We'll still stuff after our last round. Now for round 8, I'm going to work 1 single crochet on each stitch for 3 stitches, and then I'm going to work single crochet 2 together in next 2 stitches, and I'm going to repeat this pattern around. So this is also a decrement round. So I'm not forgetting to mark my stitch marker here, and then I'll proceed working 1 single crochet on each stitch for 3 stitches. So now my 3 stitches are done. I'm going to work single crochet 2 together in next 2 stitches. So and then I'm going to repeat this pattern around. I'll work 1 single crochet on each stitch for 3 stitches and single crochet 2 together in next 2 stitches, so which is going to bring down my stitch count to 16 stitches. So now for round 9 I'm going to again decrement. I'm going to work 1 single crochet on each stitch for 2 stitches, and then I will work single crochet 2 together in next 2 stitches. So I need to work 1 more stitch, and then I will work single crochet 2 together in next 2 stitch. I'm going to repeat this pattern around. So you should have 12 stitches at the end of your round 9. So now before proceeding round 10, we can stuff some more polyfil and then proceed our round 10. So for round 10, it's again a decrement round. I'm going to work 1 single crochet in 1 stitch and single crochet 2 together in next 2 stitches around. So do not forget to mark your first stitch with a stitch marker and proceed working 1 single crochet in 1 stitch and single crochet 2 together in next 2 stitches around. You should have 8 stitches at the end of this round. So for round 11, it's just going to be single crochet 2 together in every 2 stitches around. So this is going to bring down our stitch count to 4 stitches. So just work single crochet 2 together in every 2 stitches around. You should have 4 stitches at the end of round 11. So you will still see some gap. You can work slip stitches around those stitches to close the gap, and then you can fasten off, leave little tail and work slip stitches. So we'll be using a blunt tip of metal crochet hook to tuck in this odd bit of yarn inside the amigurumi itself. You can also shape your heart a little bit. So our shape might be little odd as we stuffed. So you can just shape up your heart, and then you can just tuck in this yarn bit inside the amigurumi using a blunt tip of metal crochet hook. So I'm just shaping up the heart a little bit. So here is our heart. So now our heart is ready. Next step is to work the flower part. For the flower pot, for round 1, I'm going to work a magic ring and then I'm going to work 6 single crochets around the magic ring. So you should have 6 stitches at the end of round 1. So after your round 1 is done, tighten the magic ring and start your round 2 right away. For round 2, I'm going to work 2 single crochets on each stitch around and mark your first stitch with a stitch marker and proceed working 2 single crochets on each stitch around. You should have 12 stitches at the end of round 2. So after your round 2 is done, tighten the magic ring even more and secure it with a knot. For round 4, I'm going to work 1 single crochet on each stitch on the back loop of round 3. So you may see the front and back loop of each stitch, right? So I'm just going to pick up the back loop and work 1 single crochet on it. So I'm also marking my first stitch with a stitch marker, and I'll pick up the back loop of each stitch of round 3 and work 1 single crochet on it. So this is going to give a nice base to our flower pot by working this way. So continue working 1 single crochet, continue to work 1 single crochet on each stitch of round 3. So for the next 3 rounds, 5, 6 and 7, we are just going to work 1 single crochet on each stitch around. From this stitch now on, we are just going to consume both the loops together. Just for round 4, we worked on back loop. From now on, we'll work as usual, working through both the loops. So now I'm working round 5. I'm just working 1 single crochet on each stitch around. So you should still have 18 stitches at the end of round 5, 6 and 7. So now that round 5 is done, I'm going to work round 6, which is still going to be working 1 single crochet on each stitch around. So continue working round 6. So for round 7, I'm still going to work 1 single crochet on each stitch around. So you should still have 18 stitches at the end of round 7. So continue to work 1 single crochet on each stitch around. You should have 18 stitches at the end of round 7. Now for round 8, I'm going to work 1 single crochet on each stitch for 2 stitches, and then I will work 2 single crochet on the same stitch on the next stitch. So this is going to be an increment round. I'm marking my first stitch with a stitch marker, and then I'll work 1 single crochet on the next stitch, and then on the third stitch I'll work 2 single crochet on the same stitch. I'm going to repeat this pattern around. I will work 1 single crochet on each stitch for 2 stitches, and then I'll work 2 single crochet on the same stitch for the next stitch. I'm going to repeat this pattern around. So at the end of round 8, I'm going to have 24 stitches. Now this is going to be a last round, which is round 9. I'm going to just work one single crochet on each stitch around. So you should have 24 stitches at the end of round 9 as well. So after working round 9, you can fasten off leaving a small tail. I'm just pulling up the loop a little bit more so that it doesn't come off. You can place the base, which I'm gonna place the water bottle cap and some pebbles to add weight to the base of our flower pot so it doesn't fall down. And then we're going to fill this up with polyfill, but before that we'll start working the dirt that goes on top of this pot. So that's a pretty simple pattern. So for working the dirt, I'm going to use the same color yarn. I'm just fastening off this flower pot base and I'm just working a slip stitch to keep it secured. Now I'll start working the dirt that goes on top of this flower pot. So for the dirt, I'm going to pick up the same color yarn, work a magic ring, and then I'm going to work 6 single crochets on the magic ring, which will be our round 1. After your round 1 is done, tighten the magic ring and start working your round 2. For round 2, I'm just going to work 2 single crochets on each stitch around and mark your first stitch with a stitch marker and proceed working 2 single crochets on each stitch around. So you should have 12 stitches at the end of round 2. So after your round 2 is done, tighten your magic ring even more and secure it with a knot. Now for round 3, I'm going to work 1 single crochet in one stitch and 2 single crochet on the next stitch around. So this is an increment round. So I'm working 1 single crochet on one stitch and 2 single crochet on the next stitch around. So mark your first stitch with a stitch marker. On the next stitch, I'm going to work 2 single crochet on the same stitch. So I'm going to repeat working 1 single crochet in one stitch and 2 single crochet on the next stitch around. So you should have 18 stitches at the end of this round. Round 4 is again an increment round. I'm going to work 1 single crochet each for 2 stitches and then I'll work 2 single crochet on the same stitch for the next stitch around. Mark your first stitch with a stitch marker and work 1 single crochet on each stitch for 2 stitches and then work 2 single crochet on the same stitch for the next stitch and repeat this pattern around. You should have 24 stitches at the end of round 4. So after you're done with round 4, use some polyfill, stuff it on your part and then keep your dirt on top of your flower pot. So, and then work slip stitches around holding the back loop of the stitches in the pot and back loop of the stitches in the flower pot. So both of these dirt and flower pot have 24 stitches at the last round. So the stitch count will be equal. We're just going to pick up the back loop of these two and work slip stitches around. So we're going to pick up the back loop of these stitches and work slip stitches around. So you should have 24 slip stitches while you join this, or you can just join half of it and then fill your amigurumi with polyfill. So continue working slip stitches. I'll meet you at the end of this round. So now after all this is done, fasten off, work slip stitch and tuck in your yarn bit inside the amigurumi itself using a blunt tip of metal crochet hook. And you can remove this stitch marker. So after we are done with this, we are just going to work 2 leaves and then we're going to assemble our flower pot. So now our flower pot is ready. I'm just shaping it up a bit and then let's proceed working the leaf. So for the leaf, I'm going to use sage green color yarn. So I'm just going to show you how to make one. You can follow the same pattern and work another leaf. So I'm going to work a slip knot and then I'm going to work 8 chains. So once I'm done working 8 chains, I'm going to work 3 slip stitches on the second chain from the hook. So this is going to be a little tricky working 3 slip stitches on the same stitch. But this is going to be the tip of our leaf. After you have worked 3 single crochets on the second chain, I'm going to pick up the third chain, work 1 single crochet on it. On the fourth chain, I'm going to work 1 half double crochet. On the fifth chain, I'm going to work 1 double crochet. And on the sixth chain, I'm going to work 1 half double crochet. And on the seventh chain, I'm going to work a single crochet. And on the eighth chain, I'm going to work 3 slip stitches. So this is going to turn your work. And then I'm going to work on the opposite side. I'm going to work 1 single crochet. And then I'm going to work 1 half double crochet on the next stitch. And then I'm going to work 1 double crochet. And then I'm going to work 1 half double crochet on the same stitch on the opposite side. And then I'm going to work 1 single crochet, and then I'm going to work a slip stitch on top of your starting slip stitch, and then just secure your yarn and fasten off. So we have worked 1 leaf here. You can follow the same pattern and work 1 more leaf. Now our first leaf is done. Follow the same pattern, work 1 more leaf. So I'm going to just twist the metal wire here, and then I'm going to just put a little bit of hot glue and then stick it inside the heart, on the tip of the heart on one side of this metal wire. After it's put inside and secure, I'm just going to wrap it up with the sage green yarn with which we have worked our leaves. I'm just going to hot glue it again while I'm wrapping up the wire with the yarn. And then on the other end of the metal wire, I'm going to insert it to the flower pot. And then I'm going to insert the flower pot on the other end. Now I'm going to hot glue the leaves onto the stem of the flower pot, more towards the pot on the either side. I'm going to hot glue it on the right side of the leaf. Place one leaf on each side. And then place the other leaf on the other side. So here it is, our cute little heart flower pot is ready. We can add it, we can give it a good pop up look using a lace here, or you can just work chains and then you can just make a bow out of those chains. Or if you have a fancy lace, you can just wrap it up a bit for this flower pot. Now our cute little flower pot is ready. So my idea is to place this in a glass dome box with some LED lights on it. So I hope you enjoyed making this heart flower pot with me. If you want a free written pattern, it's available in my website theyarnbowlcrochet.com. Link for that is available in the description. And if you have an Instagram account, do follow me on my Instagram handle as well. I post project updates and fun reels on my Instagram. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to subscribe to the Yarn Bowl and click on the bell icon as well. Thanks for watching. Bye.